Update my little garden. So what this is this is a briar patch. It was just like 4.5 feet tall of just briar stalks that I stacked together, and there's about 1,000 of them. I pulled them out by hand. It was pretty brutal, and it was quite transformed area. So this whole area was like a thick briar, and I wanted to pick the hardest, most difficult terrain and transform it into a garden, which is what I did. And this is now asters growing in here. Initially it was a garden of different stuff, and that didn't really take, but this is now the stuff, because I wanted to, really what had happened was the weather conditions did not accommodate the variety, the things I was working with, which was would have been fine had the weather been different, but the weather was so turbulent and drastic that only these strongest of native established plants took over. So this stuff is pretty much in the area, and they're very strong plants, and that kind of took over. But it's still a transformed area, and there are a few different things popping up here and there. To get like ground covers and different things to establish, that's how we're working at it. It's slowly, and you know. This is good because this is all now conquered. This is a lot of variety of stuff in here, and initially I had planted stuff. This is all, I cleared the ground of everything. I pulled everything, the roots of everything out. Very difficult. Then the touch-me-nots kind of took over, but these now have defeated the touch-me-nots. The variety of stuff in here has defeated the touch-me-nots, so we have a good mix of stuff. It's doing pretty good, which is pretty nice. I got the little pond in the works over here, which is not complete. It's a task. I had to, hand dig it, and there's a canalway over here. This is a big long canal. That was a task too, but the concept that there's, this is a variety of things. This is, diversified stuff. Here, these aren't planted yet. These are panolas. These are panolas. They're not planted. I got these violas are doing pretty good. But you see that there's quite a lot of diversity here. We're not worried about any of these taking over, because there's a lot of things taking over, and it's a good varieties of stuff. And to have variety is nice. We have a little our little buddy. He made a little burrow over here, which is totally a perfect spot for him, because he's giving air pockets to this, and it's really charging a lot of energy, literally, life into the soil. So that was, I think, an intentional move by that guy. He knows what he's doing. See, I like Jacob's ladder is looking good. It's gonna grow well. And the problem that we have with these corrupt people, to them, anything that grows is the problem. Anything that grows is the problem. They have it in their head that the singularity is the divinity. If it's just a oneness, the oneness is that's their charged, motivation to end all human value, to end all unified in their divine, nature. That's what they're looking to do. And essentially that they're supporting the commercialization of all things, and they want to, enslave humanity. But in a very real way, these people find anything that grows to be the problem. And they're very active, and they're very motivated. They're very real, and they're very deliberately violating, people. I've seen it. I'm pretty sure that they came in here last year, and they a whole bunch of stuff that I had bought, perennials, they vanquished them, because there was like a pathway of death. And so it looks like they came in here, and they were very jealous and very spiteful, and they just there's certain things that They don't believe in plants that live. They only in consuming humanity is what they believe, and they really feel that it's the divine calling to do, to consume, devour all humanity, violently, oppose humanity. It's in their doctrines. You'll hear that they think that it's a righteous endeavor. They really do believe that. An example of what I'm saying is an actually cultivative. These are oregano. So the oregano is, you see how strong it is. It's good because it's an easy plant to work with. It's an easy plant to work with. If I want to remove the oregano, it comes right out. The roots readily come out. It's enriching the soil. It doesn't take nutrients. It enriches the soil. This is the thing with the oregano. It's very little nutrients does it need, but it's very much in enriching the soil life, soil health. And this is, it's going to become very good fertile soil, and that's why it's good. And like these other plants are very difficult, and it's hard to grow anything with this stuff. So like that's the ones that we want to focus on. But these Malthusian people, they don't focus on this is all monoculture. They don't focus on that. They're gonna target what they can do, which is the little thing that I'm doing here. It's very easy for them to harm. It's very easy for them to make a trouble. And this is what generally motivates these people, because they can actually achieve something. They go, look, I've done it. And whereas opponents, if they were actually going to do anything beneficial, it's too much like work, and they won't do it. They're not gonna bother with that. Here is like the briars. Like I said, see, I did not pull them out. Here I cut them and they grew back because I got too tired. I pulled out about 1,000 of these, which is a very difficult endeavor, and I just don't have it in me to do. Maybe I will, but it's just thinking about it kind of gets me exhausted. I actually don't have it in me because I've been under such attack so constantly that I'm so weak from all the violence that they do upon me. But anyway, those are sunflowers. There's quite a lot of stuff going on that I'm not going to get into. It's actually pretty big. This goes on and on and on back there. This whole area is all garden too. It's maybe 3 times the size of what I'm looking at right here. But it doesn't look all that impressive right now because it had some good things going on, but like it's a learning experience. I want to see what naturalizes and what doesn't, and there's the strength of the native aggressive plants is very much difficult to like you can see this is all monoculture. This is in full shade. It grows in full sun too. The roots are extremely durable. It's like a feral plant where the roots just grow and grow and grow. So it's a difficult apprehension. But this is my little watering system. It's gonna fill my pond because it goes to a water supply. It just keeps going. Goes to, there's like water over here, and that's gonna connect my little pond. That's my goal. Last year, it went from winter to summer, and it was too hot to actually, you can't see, but that's like, that's pretty deep. This is like about 5 feet, 4.5 feet. So it's a lot of work, and in the hot 90-degree temperatures, it's not going to be too workable. Here's we got elephant garlic. That's nice. Look at that. Elephant garlic's looking good. I had put a whole bunch of other things in here, and you can see that the Denizen Guardian has made correction. I got some. This was not so bad. I pulled some of the briar, and I didn't finish, but there's still briar in here. This has been kind of a cleared glade now, this area. This is full shade, but the briar can grow in the full shade. But now we've made a little. It's it's less thorny. You can walk in here, so it's not too bad. I didn't get all of them; they're still in there. I'm gonna actually get to it, and it's a good little glade now because and this is full shade. Yet the irises will still do fine. There's not too many irises, but what happens with the irises in the shade is they don't necessarily bloom all the time, but they will bloom, and they will bloom strong. In the full shade, they look fantastic. Yeah, the water supply is just around that bend. That's it right there. See, that's water. That's where it is, and there's plenty of it. There's plenty of it, and I want to redirect some of it towards the pond. This is an interesting area too, and what happens is that the spring is so drastic with the obnoxious weather that the things I was working at would have done very well, but had the weather been more accommodating. But it was so fierce that the only thing that actually made it was strongly with the native aggressive species kind of vanquished most of what I had done, which is fine. It's fine. This is nice. This has got a lot of columbines. It's all columbine in here. This is good. About 1,000 columbine, which is nice. And there's a foxglove. It's all foxglove in here. And this is a few other things that's like pretty consistent. So that this made it through the harsh weathers, and there really wasn't too much anything else in it, because I cleared the whole ground. There's a berm back here because I excavated like maybe 10 inches of topsoil, and I made a berm. These are kind of like a swale system. Over here was a similar thing, but the rain was it flooded this, so I had a lot of stuff going on, but it was underwater for like 2 weeks. So then now it's just the aggressive species reclaimed everything, so it's okay. As you can see, it's quite a lot of area of stuff. So didn't have. What I do is like a weekend, I will work for like 20 hours straight through the weekend. 10 hours. Saturday, Sunday. And I would get a lot done. I would do a tremendous amount of work in this this non-stop, a good workout. I don't have the strength to do it, but I do. I try to do it to what ability I can. Too much violence. That's what it is. I'm so devastated from the violence, and what also goes on is there's malfeasance. There's people of malfeasance come in to do violence of that sort. Not good. I had purchased a bunch of different perennials, and I only had like one of these species, one, and then someone killed them. They out of jealousy, they just went, oh, that's not right. That's not right, and it's a very harmful thing, because I'm not someone with much funding. I don't have much resources, and the little resources that I have, I try to get something done, and it's for the sake of cultivating. I'm trying to enrich the environment, enrich the life, the ecosystem, and these people are trying to enrich their monetary dominion over the earth. Is really what it is. This is what the people are. They claim to be benevolent, but they're not benevolent. So an example is, these were gardens here, and there was a garden here, and there was a garden there, and there was a garden up there, and they drove their ATV in there just to suffocate it. So this is from 2 years ago. The varieties that I had were like this. They're kind of, I know, I bought whatever they had available, and I liked them. They were nice. They didn't have them last year, so they did not have these. But if you see the structuring of the plant, it's a little bit more it's different, longer blooming, and they have a kind of a unique look. And I had a few varieties like that in here. It looked fantastic. It came out so nice. It's just like it had an elegant, natural look. I was very pleased with it. But they had come in here with their machines and drove in here just to be asses. This is new. This is new. So this is a little bit similar, but it's different. So these are the varieties they have. These are typical, more typical. Our tulips didn't come out in the area. Everybody's tulips kind of look, kind of, the weather's not good because it's this crazy bullshit, malarkey that they've got going on. But anyway, hopefully it will establish itself. Everything in here got vanquished. It looked so nice last year, better than it does this year, but it's okay. I'm trying to diversify. This is full shade. Diversify the area. There's a whole bunch of other little bulbs in here that I put in here. It's good varieties. The weather was not good for them this year. They kind of came and went, and oh well. And here, there's another variety. They looked really good. They looked good, but no. They drove their machine in here and they extinguished them, by compressing the soil. But I'm still, gonna work at it. And the thing is, the sedum's not gonna hurt anybody. This is, they might go, oh my God, that's not supposed to be there. Meanwhile, everything in this wooded area is pretty much a garden escape, non-native, super aggressive monoculture, non-natives. So for me to diversify it is actually the good thing to do. Even these vines here are not a problem. They should leave them. They come around and they cut the vines. If I wanted to cut them, I would cut them. I don't want to cut them because the vines are choking out the trees. Yeah, but see, this tree is going to fall over and it's going to make a big pile of good topsoil eventually. It's going to break down. It's going to be such habitat for so many critters. Everything that lives in this forest thrives on these vines growing. But the narcissism of the academic is thinking that the vines is the end of the world for the forest, and it's gonna no, that's not how it works. But the diversity and the vine that's how you're gonna grow these glaives of wealth and richness. That's what's gonna be, and believe that the critters enjoy this. They bring the diversity too, because I've had many little gardens and I've seen stuff that I didn't plant that the birds brought, and the different critters they brought it in, and very effectively and very precious. It's very precious. You go, hey, what's this? Well, these I didn't plant, and you can tell who did. It was migrant travelers, and that's the way we want to enrich and cultivate the earth.